Excited about the opportunity to play in the Music City Bowl. Honored to play Northwestern. I have great respect for Pat Fitzgerald and for Northwestern. They've played some very good football, obviously winning 9 football games. So it'll be a real challenge, but we're excited and honored to be a part of it. Looking forward to, like Tony said, wrapping up this recruiting, getting back on campus and working with our players and, getting ahead and getting going on this bowl preparation. So it's an exciting time and a busy time right now.
What you learned from last year's bowl that will change how you approach the next one?
Yeah, I think so. You always learn, and try to get as much information as I can, from the simple things about, even when you arrive and what you do and how many practices you have before. And I think there's a fine line there with the players as well of using it like we needed to a year ago to really just push the program and use it as basically another spring practice and develop guys, and there's such benefit to that. But there's also, the balance of the morale of the football team and what you're doing with them. And so how hard you practice, how long, how many practices, when you get there, all those things, I think it's always a learning experience.
Is there any discussion with the players who were here last year to see kind of what worked for them in this bowl prep and kind of some of their preferences?
Without a doubt. Matter of fact, I planned on getting together with several of the guys today, and if I could round up our Unity Council. I'm only on campus here for about a day and a half, but yes, that's part of it.
How does the new recruiting timeline change all of the bowl prep stuff for you guys?
It won't change the bowl prep much. I think it'll make it for very busy weekends. With the coaches being on the road, we didn't have a recruiting weekend this past weekend. We will have one the next 2, and then trying to balance practices with that because our players are in school getting ready for finals, and then the following week they will be in finals, so you really can't have practices that week. So we'll have to pick some practices up over the weekend for the next couple weekends, and then we will go straight through when they're done with their finals for a few days, and then cut them loose for Christmas. But it'll be busy. Our coaches have done a great job. We've been on the road. We've been hitting the pavement pretty hard, and very, very encouraged with what's going on in recruiting and what our coaches are doing, and very, very positive response we're getting from the players and from people in their community. So it's been great. It's been really good and exciting time for us.
You probably haven't had a ton of time to watch any film at all or anything like that, but what are just your initial impressions of Northwestern?
Yeah, I think just you got to have a lot of respect for Pat and what he's done and the way they play. I know they've won, I believe, 7 in a row, in 3 of them with some very close games of, play here or play there, and you have to give them credit for finding a way to win the football game, and to win that many in a row, you're doing something right. So, I know they're very well coached, and just saw some things statistically, but you're right, I haven't had time to watch them on film yet.
You drive here in a Bentley?
It's right out back. Drove it all the way from where.
What was the experience like going to visit Jockey Louise? And
I don't know who you're talking about. I did not say that. No, I'm not allowed to talk about any specific recruit till after they sign.
The other day, Courtney talked about, you kind of got a big smile when you said, we don't have to worry about a triple option this year. It's more of a conventional offense. What do you know of Northwestern and the style they play?
Yeah, I think that is important because, that was unique, for us to have to prepare for that and put so much time into that. And I agree with him that the prep will be much nicer that way, because we could even just get into good against good and just going against our offense, and that helps with the development of your young guys as well, just to be able to put the ball down and play some football for a while. But I know just from watching them, I don't cross over much with them, obviously, on tape. Just to always have a chance to peek at them once in a while on Saturdays, whether we're waiting in our hotel or whatever. But again, I've known Northwestern for a while, playing in the Big Ten and knowing and having some familiarity with Big Ten teams. I again know they're always very well balanced. I know they can throw the football. I know they've been very stout in their run defense. And, that doesn't surprise me with a team coached by Pat and his crew. So, I don't want to get too technical with the X's and O's till I watch them a little bit more.
You mentioned Pat a couple times. Do you have a close relationship with him, or?
No, I say we know each other just from the business, and have talked to him via text since we're matched up against each other.
Striker quarterback, making sure Steven's ready to play this game, but also maybe getting a head start on the quarterback.
Yeah, I think that's important. Just to get some confidence and get some practice with our guys. Of course, they've done that all year, with preparing. But it will be important to get some of those guys some reps, I think, yes, along with all the guys that are going to return.
I think you said on your radio show, did you imply that you want it to be more physical, the bowl practices? Do you think that maybe it wasn't physical enough last year?
Well, I don't know. No, I didn't mean to imply it like that. I just meant we have to just continue to develop as a program, and so I think there's some areas that we need to improve that we didn't do as well down the stretch, and certainly in the last two games. And so we've got a lot of work to do fundamentally, and I think it's been real important to give our players a little bit of time to step away and decompress a bit, hopefully heal up. They've been in there working hard in the weight room, and we'll be anxious to get back with them.
What do you make of all the coaching changes in the SEC, and specifically Jimbo going to A&M?
Yeah, it's been a crazy year. I appreciate where I'm at and the stability that I have here in this program, and I just look at a guy like we're talking about Pat in Northwestern. He's been there for 12 years already. It's remarkable, and it's good for him. And it's nice to see that kind of stability in our league. Just in general, as you know, there's a lot of turnover, and there's a lot of my close friends that won't be in those meetings with me this year that I'll miss. That's for sure. And some very, very good football coaches. But with Jimbo going too, that it probably wouldn't be right for me to comment on that. To be honest with you, I do talk with Jimbo and wish him the best. That's all I could really say.
Mark, you mentioned the busy weekend you have coming up recruiting. What's the philosophy in getting so many of those guys on campus for official visits now in December?
I did talk to him the other day and told him, I had to remind him that we play there next year. And I didn't think he was aware of that. He had so much going on. So, but anyway, sorry, John.
So you've got a bunch of guys coming on official visits the next 2 weekends. What's the philosophy of one of those guys in December versus maybe bringing them on campus for a game?
Well, I think there's always some give and take with that. We do have some official visits during the season. The negative to that is we're preparing for a game, and so we don't get to spend a whole lot of time with them. And myself personally, and the coaches really don't spend a lot of time. If you have a night game and they're on official visit, I mean, I'm done it when y'all get tired of me about what midnight, or whatever it is. Well, I have to do other things once I leave here. I have the TV show and the radio show, so. I get out here very late on the night game, so that's the negative sometimes. The good thing is they see the experience. It just depends on whether the athlete has an opportunity to come see a game or not, unofficially, and see the environment and how important that is to them. Or if they want to bring their family up and spend 48 hours when they come in December, we get to spend 2 full days with them, and we get to go and sit with meals and enjoy them and get to spend time with them and really get to know them. I think we always prefer to spend time with these kids. So I think that's the big thing. Some of them want to come, and we always give them that option, but we always have big weekends in December. And it's kind of nice. A lot of times what we've done is kind of paired it with a bunch of our commits, and they all like to come up together and get to know each other and spend some time with each other. Their families get to know each other and have a big celebration. So that's been successful for us. But it is a changing landscape. When it comes to recruiting, it's very different. This is the first year to go through this. So we're working our way through it, and, it's been an exciting time. I can tell you that. I really enjoy the visits that I've had, and from our other coaches, with the quality of players, but more importantly, the quality of people that we're bringing in here.
There's stability here and the turmoil elsewhere. Do you feel like that helps you guys at this point with all the recruiting that's going on?
I don't think it hurts. Yes, I definitely do think it helps, and I've had to reiterate that to some kids because I am recruiting some players that have been very close to some of our guys that have been let go, and so that is on their mind because these kids have been committed somewhere, and their coaches are changed, and maybe they don't necessarily want to go through that again, and so it is a talking point, and it is nice to say that, hey, you don't have to worry about that I do have a new contract, and I'm so greatly appreciative of that, and it is nice to be able to give those kids some stability.
You were talking about quality people a moment ago. Courtney winning this community service award.
Did you know what
Kind of guy he was when you
accepted his transfer?
or
Was that something that just
kind of developed while he was here?
No, absolutely I did. If you recall, I've mentioned it several times, but him being awarded a scholarship in my father's name back in high school, I'd been around Courtney for a long time and knew very, very clearly what I was getting with Courtney. And that's, I really can't emphasize enough what he's meant to myself and to our program and how proud I am of him. And I know him and I know his father, Corey. We go back a long way. And he's a special individual. Obviously, winning an award like the Warfel Trophy is basically like the Heisman Trophy of that particular area, and what he's done says a lot about him, and I'm so proud of him. And I know our fan base is, and you guys are as well. It's everything about him is authentic. He is genuinely a great person, a great teammate, and a great citizen. He's just fun to be around. I have great respect for him, and he's talking to me about getting into coaching, and I have to sit him down and ask him, what is he, completely nuts? I mean, he has. I mean, really. With this day and age, the way things are, it's very difficult to get into this business. But for him, I think he would be successful in anything he chooses to do. And I definitely would have a spot for him with anything he chooses to do, because he's a special guy. He really is. He's a difference maker, and he's going to have a bright future. And very proud of him, and just appreciate him. And
given the way he relates to kids, and that's part of his platform, basically. How do you think he would do with that as a coach?
I think he would be successful in anything he chooses to do, and I think if that's what he wants to do when he gets done, then that's then I'll help him, but he'll be very successful.
I think you have two assistants whose contracts are up in June. How comfortable are you with the current makeup of the staff?
Oh yeah, I really don't even have time to even get into that right now. But I do feel good and appreciate our staff, and change is inevitable in certain ways, and within the turnover in our roster, and coaches may get other opportunities and move on. So we'll see what happens and work our way through that, as time goes here.
What's your plan on hiring for the 10th assistant and the timeline on that? And
Yeah,
want a defensive, offensive?
I do want a defensive coach. I think we already have 5 on offense, and we have 4.5 on defense, and my time gets split, with head coaching duties. And I think with this day and age, with the difficulty of defending such multiple offenses and, the challenge of all that, it just makes sense for me to hire a defensive guy. I think, just like always, I think in this hire, that person, will be obviously responsible for managing his players and being able to contribute, schematically, and and obviously handling his position. So we'll see. Yes, I have thought about it. I haven't made any decisions. I am going to be patient on this and see what shakes out. There's so much turnover going on in college football right now, and there's going to be a lot of change, and I'd like to just sit back and see what shakes out with our staff and with hiring this 10th assistant. There's no reason to rush into it right now for me. There's different thoughts I have, whether it's a technical, person, or a person that's, maybe better, or help us in recruiting, or a big picture guy. There's several options that I could go, and I'm just going to sit on it for a minute and weed my way through it and see what shakes out.
Mark, the regular season is over. How would you, if you got a little time to digest what's happened, how do you judge and look at success, whatever, what's happened this regular season?
Yeah, that's hard for me. I'm not going to define that. I mean, because I don't, there's no right answer for that. And, so I'll let the experts, dictate that and give opinions on that. But I really, just always want to make progress. That's the big thing. Like I told you many times, I'm human. There's always parts of you that would like to do things over and have different plays back, different calls, different series, whatever it is. And that's human nature. I do think about that, but I can't dwell on that, and I don't dwell on that. Yeah. Part of that's true and part of it's not. I try not to give you guys coach speak. You know that, but I mean, I'm human. There's parts of it that do hurt, and I understand that. You always beat yourself up because you try to do the very best you can. I can tell you this: this staff has worked unbelievably hard. Our players have worked exceptionally hard to put us in the position we've been in this year, and that's to win 7 games again, and to go back-to-back, win 7 games, and to win. To beat 50% or above, 500 or above 2 years in a row in the SEC, we've never done that. That's not just nothing. So our players need to understand that, and our coaches need to understand that, and I appreciate the work that they've done to put us in a position to do that, and also put us in the position to win a few other games that we didn't make. As I tell the players, there's 3, 4, 5, 6 plays in a game that dictate games, and we don't know which plays they are. Sometimes everybody thinks it's just the obvious ones, and that's not always the case. And we're constantly working to put ourselves in a position to win football games. And I really appreciate the work that a lot of people have done to do that. And we all want more. We all expect to win more and do more, and we want to do that. But I greatly appreciate the work that they've done, and we're going to continue to push forward.
Are you confident that Jordan Jones will play in the ball game?
I don't really necessarily want to make a final comment on any of that at this point. I really don't. But, yeah, I expect them to participate in the bowl game. To what extent or how much and all that, I'm not ready to make any decisions on all that right now.
When you go back and look at your run defense, especially those last 2 games, what are some things that you guys really have to sort of shore up before you play, obviously, a run?
Well, we have to do a lot of things. I think our players needed this time to heal up, and we need to get at full strength. We need to get some of our guys physically back stronger. We need to gain some weight back and get healed up and be able to hit that weight room and be physically in a good position to play this game. I think that's a big piece of it. Technically, obviously, we need to do things better, and we'll work hard at that to put them in a position to be successful.
Mark, you talk a lot as a shorter guy here about how he has to manage that energy that's so important on the field that you have some things maybe that you're not comfortable with. What's the key for him to make that growth that you talked about?
Well, he's got to be consistent in it, and it can't be at the cost of the players and the people around him, and he knows that, and but he works hard at it. He's improved in a lot of areas. We all know. I don't need to go back there. I don't want to go back there. But we all know that that's unacceptable, and that's not going to happen, and that's not a part of our program. We've tried exceptionally hard to do things right all the time and act right, and we're not perfect, and Jordan's not. And believe me, there's parts of it that with Jordan or any player that sometimes it's easy just to say the easy thing to do to save my reputation is just get rid of players, but that's not what I'm going to do. This is not about me and what people perceive me as. And just kicking kids to the curb or getting rid of them or dismissing them, that's the easy thing to do sometimes. The hard thing to do is continue to work with them and develop them and bring them and making them a very constructive piece of, our program and society, because that's what I told them I would do when I recruited them. And I know Jordan's background and where he comes from and the difficulties and the struggles that he's had. That doesn't make it an excuse, but it means something to me to not just kick him to the curb and continue to help him grow and become the young man that I know he can be.
Mark, December 29th is going to be a busy day for Big Blue Nation. Can you give us your best sales pitch for why the fans should go down to Nashville?
Well, it's going to be a fun day in general. I don't make sales pitches, so that's why I'm in coaching. But I just want it to be an enjoyable day for our fans. I know how important it is, to play well for our fan base, and I take great pride in that and preparing our team. Believe me, it bothers me when we fall short of our goals and our expectations, and I can promise you our team is excited and anxious and ready to get going with our preparation to play in this game and represent our fan base the way they want to be.
What does it mean for the program to finish now against first team All-SEC at the running back position, one of the most competitive positions?
It's a great credit to Benny, to, like you said, to be awarded first team All-SEC at running back. That you are in with some very, very talented people. And I think it's a credit to our offensive players, our offensive coaches, to put him in a position to be successful. And for him individually, I touched on it after the game, I think the last time we were in here, but he just has a great desire to play well. I mean, he is just you really just can't say enough about him and the desire and the passion that he plays with. He's a tough guy to tackle. And, I think our offensive line has done a very good job at times, and, we've schemed things up at times, but also you have to credit him in his individual effort and his passion, his desire. He's been very durable, and, that's why he's in the position that he's in.
You talked about Northwestern having a stout run defense. Do you think that'll be something that kind of motivates Benny?
Yeah, I think it'll be a real challenge for all of us. There's no doubt. It seems like statistically it jumps off the chart at you what they do and how tough they played to run. And of course they're in that conference. They're in the Big Ten, and it's a big physical conference, and so you have to be pretty good to be able to contain the run there. So we'll have our hands full, but it'll be a challenge for us. But we'll be excited and ready for it.
Guys who maybe shine on the scout team this year that you're eager to see in the next
when I say that, I haven't been just saying it because I don't want to single out any one guy or two. There's a bunch of them. Yeah, I think we were borderline, playing probably 4, 5, 6 of these guys, and we did save their red shirt, and so I'm excited about these guys and them getting an opportunity to now work to get on the field next year. We've just got to finish strong. I feel good about where we're at. I got to be very careful with where we're at in numbers. I think we're pushing it. I'm already pushing the envelope on where we're at and how many we can sign. So we don't have a big class. We'll be pushing it to sign any more than 23 or 24. But we'll see. Sometimes you get some very, very good players down the stretch here that it's very difficult to say no to. So, but I'm very pleased with this class, and they have great character, great talent, and I feel very good about it.
Mark, there was a time when Kentucky going to back-to-back bowls was unheard of, and even Northwestern going to a bowl game was, and now you two are going at it. What does that say about the competitiveness, you think, of college football and how it's grown?
Yeah, I think we all just kind of concentrate on our own little niche here, and you all see me all the time, and I see you, but if you really look outside, and just look at the, college football, it's a competitive business, and it's fun. I think it's an exciting time. because, I think, if we just look at us and you all cover me and our fans and all that, and, we all have a tendency to hang on to the what ifs and how close things were. But again, it's an exciting time. We definitely are proud of going to a bowl game back to back, and like I said, it's human nature to want more and to push for more, and we're going to continue to do that. But we're also going to enjoy this. And our team needs to understand that they need to feel good about, some of the things that we've done, and to put ourselves in a position to go play this game. And how important would it be to win an 8th game for us? And it hasn't been done a whole lot, and our players have enjoyed knocking down some doors the past couple years, and we really embrace the fact that we need to go get this 8th victory.
You had the majority of your class in place before the season even started. Did anything that you saw during the course of the season change kind of some of those priorities of what you needed to do at the end?
Yeah, there's always some things like that. I think, yes. I think there's always, some of watching, exactly what our commits did, throughout this year and how they played, and maybe some guys that have redshirted that we feel very good about, that we feel like that we have some youngsters that are going to step up that may alter, some of the positions that we go after. But, again, then there's always some change and some hiccups, that come along, and you just have to deal with that and move on.
Rich Barnhart the other day said over and over again that the Louisville game was not who we are. He said he had a conversation with you about it. How important is it to have a relationship with an athletic director that you can be so open and honest about?
It's key. It's very, very important to have a great relationship with the administration, and I have great faith and trust in Mitch, and we have a good working relationship, and he knows where I stand, and I know where he stands. I know what the expectations are and what we need to do, and he knows, and he's around quite a bit. He's very hands-on. He knows all of our players. To his credit, he knows every athlete on this campus by name, and he works exceptionally hard at it, and so he's been fun to work with, and we all, we're in this together, but I think it's very important to have continuity there, and along with the president's office as well.
Do you anticipate getting a quarterback in this class?
I'm not sure. Not sure.
Mark, Mitch said that you read some of his email as a result of the game on the team meeting. What was that like? What was it like about?
Well, I think it was a typical Monday meeting after a loss, and this one was a little bit different because it was the last game of the year. It was against our rival, and there were some situations in that game that none of us were very proud of. But not everybody in that room, and that's the key. We'll keep most of that private. But it was a typical Monday meeting after a defeat. Sometimes those aren't the best. Those are tough. Our players at that point I needed to address them. That's why I was there on that Monday and not on the road. And I needed to visit with them and look them in the eye and talk to them. And we did that. And I felt very good when that was over. But at that point, those players did need to get away for a minute. They needed to decompress and step away from the complex for a few days, and then they got right back in it, and they did lift last Wednesday, Friday, and then they're lifting, of course, this week till we get back with practice, lifting and running a bit. But they needed to get away. They needed to mentally freshen up a bit and physically heal up a bit.
You and your have expressed interest in getting draft feedback.
Yeah, I've officially submitted some requests to the NFL to get me some draft feedback. Yes.
Do you recognize your starting quarterback with his new haircut?
He shocked me when I saw him the other day. I did not. I had to double take that one. But I've been on the road, but I did talk to Stephen on the phone. I believe it was yesterday or the day before as well. And he's healing up and needed some time off and getting some rest and ready to go.
Prior to the bowl game, would you have any kind of meeting with your seniors, just a little heart-to-heart, and hey, guys, for any kind of speech or moment?
I will. I definitely will, and I have plans to try to get together with them and have dinner, or maybe have them over my house for dinner and spend some time with them. I do. Yeah.
All right, folks.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.